All right, you're asking for it, so here it is. Listen to this.
I want you fucking laughing at. We part of this pod, kid. You understand? We in here drinking, singing, all that shit, dog. You sweating, getting wet, all that.
All right. Welcome to the 195th episode of the Drinking Partners Podcast. Yes, this is the Richard Dent episode. And I'll say that because he was an anchor of that vaunted 1985 Bears defense, and they beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and I just think America loves that. So America loves that they beat the Patriots. We know the Patriots might or probably going to go to the Super Bowl again. We don't know how the fuck they doing that. Why haven't they tested Tom Brady for performance-enhancing drugs? He's like 127 years old, and he don't look like he's aging, but that's cool. We the anchors of the city.
They've built new rules for that motherfucker.
They do build new rules for him every time he gets touched.
Aging because they ain't touching him.
I'm gonna be honest though. I'm kind of just jealous of his life.
Yeah,
he got a supermodel wife. He got 5 Super Bowls. Like he living well.
Yeah,
he living well. And they changed the rules for him. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Like I mean, not from him on his end.
On his end. I mean, listen, I ain't mad at the man for doing it or whatever. I'm just not a customer.
Well, that's why I made it the Richard Dent episode, because they beat the Patriots before.
Fuck
I know
Patriots.
y'all in this city, y'all rooting for the Patriots to lose either tonight because they play the Chiefs tonight, or if they get in the Super Bowl. Fuck TB12, all that shit.
Brady.
He's the anchor of that defense. We're the anchor of the city. We hold it down. We hold it together. We make sure that this city gets the shine that it needs. All the artists, entrepreneurs, all the politicians get all the shine they need, man. That's what a nose tackle does. It's like, I eat up all the blocks so you can get all the shine. You know what I mean? I'm half of your host in tandem, Ed Bailey. I'm joined as always with our co-host Dave Bracey. Say what up to the people.
What's good with you people? Fuck you, Boston. This is.
I didn't mean to touch a nerve.
We
gotta come in with a different energy.
We are the Drinking Partners. And if you
your hat screams peace, but your words scream hate.
If you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/Drinking Partners. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, Google Play, and Spotify under Drinking Partners. And you can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod. 195 episodes, man. We've been asking y'all. And we will continue to ask you, man, please hop on iTunes, hop on Facebook, rate and review. That's how we know we're doing well. That's how we let others know that we're doing well. And that's how we continue to do well, man. So please hop on iTunes, hop on Facebook, man, rate and review.
Hey, listen, you love us. You see us in public. You tell us you love us. Now, at the click of a button, please tell the internet. Please tell the world. Leave these rates and reviews, man. We're getting the good ratings. We need some reviews, man. Let us know what episodes you like. Tell us what you liked about those episodes.
Feedback.
Yeah, I mean, we need that feedback. You know
Unless you're from Boston, shut the fuck up.
Okay,
Boston.
there's a lot of no. Okay, you gotta. You know what I mean? Do we need to table? This episode? We could take the day off. But listen, and always look. 195 episodes in, we don't change the formula. We gonna do this every time.
Yeah.
In lieu of rates and reviews. We do accept shots of Hennessy, man.
Yeah.
All right, now shout out to Car Guy DJ and the Conways for starting the trend.
Yeah.
Everybody who's kept it up, everybody who supported us, man. Excuse me, pardon. Everybody who brings us Hennessy, especially. But just people who show up to our events, to our shows, shout us out. Let us know that you know who the fuck we are.
Man.
Because to me, I'm just a voice, an annoying voice on the internet. But y'all be showing wild love, so we appreciate it.
Yeah, no, last night was crazy as shit, man.
Last night was crazy.
The love we got shown down at Goodwood. Shout out to East End and whatnot. And then came in.
No, you can keep going. I just gotta pause that.
Came in the arcade to a sold out show, man. I mean, it was a great fucking evening. So shout out to you, Pittsburgh. And if you want to get out to one of those shows, man, our next show is February 9th down at Arcade. And then Compton Theater is February 23rd?
February 23rd.
Compton Theater, man. As always, we will have BYOB and free booze. Who we got on? I think in February
9th,
we got
Marcus Cox, man.
We got Marcus Cox February 9th, and we got hold on. I just booked 11th Hours coming through.
Ooh, we just had
11th
him on the
Hours
cast.
coming through on February 9th. And then February 23rd, we got Union Brothers. They ain't even open yet. But they coming through with
y'all coming through with the you'll get some of that exclusive.
Some of that low.
It's that level up, man. You got level up every time.
You can't even get this off the shelf.
It's just straight off the boat.
Yeah, I mean,
I get it. I get it.
No, and this ain't been stepped on, bro. I mean, come through on the 23rd and get some of this fresh Union Brothers, man, and some of this comedy, man. Some of these laughs, you know.
Yeah, I guess we're doing that too. We're making you laugh. Or you can just drink whatever's your twist.
Even if you don't like that shit, it's BYOB.
Have a good fucking time.
It's BYOB. You ain't a beer dude. That's cool. Bring the wine. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Bring a little lit.
Come have a good time, and that's actually the theme of this episode. But look, man, you know we gotta say these are shows as always, BYOB and free samples and ampersand in between and in addition to, as well as, I don't know, whatever the fuck you need me to say. That's what it means.
You're underpaying for it is what we're trying to say.
Stop asking me how much these cans cost. Standing out here giving you cans, and you keep walking and be like, well, how much? And then I'm putting it in like a conflict. Should I take your money?
Yeah, because I mean, you know,
you offering your money.
We ain't got it set up to where we could take your money. So stop putting us in these precarious situations. We don't know that might be liquor control board out this motherfucker. No, we on the up and up. Don't give me no cash. This is take this beer, go drink your shit, and enjoy the evening, man.
Enjoy yourself, and that's gonna be the title of this episode because our guest is actually a curator of good times as well. We like to fancy ourselves to be, but he's made it his life's mission, I would say, right? So he's the founder of Make Sure You Have Fun and FarESH, you know what I mean, brand. So everybody give up for RB in the building. Say what up to the people.
What's up, y'all? What's going on?
What's going on?
What's up, drinking partners?
DP in the building. What up with you?
Cooling. Got some of this rock bottom beer.
Oh, see, he's on point.
Bottom,
he's
man.
on point.
Here,
We
this
needed to shout them out.
Uppity
Bottom,
Jagoff. They got me right with this, so shout out to Rock Bottom.
You ain't an uppity Jagoff, but shout out to Meg Evans and Rock Bottom, man. Doing great
over there
things.
killing shit, man.
Yeah, I mean, holding us down on this, man. Holding us down with this.
The community, man, always hold it down.
Always holding it down.
Yeah, but thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming through. So for the listeners who are not familiar with, tell us about Make Sure You Have Fun and then FarESH. Just give us a quick synopsis of, the two companies.
Yeah, for sure. It might even make sense to go backwards. I think kind of one was a derivative of the other one, but FarESH brand is just, it started as just like a collective, like a collection of my friends. We just kind of went by FarESH crew and, one year for Christmas, I decided to get all my boys shirts. Mm-hmm. And, as you know, getting shirts printed, you can't just get 4 or 5 for the 4 or 5 homies. You got to get a dozen or 2 dozen or whatever the case is. So right. I got a couple dozen made. We all wore them to like a house party that we ended up throwing one year. And
y'all was a dead ass crew.
Yeah, seriously.
Y'all went dressed the same as a house.
Yeah,
house party.
And then we wore all the shirts, and then people were like, yo, because they knew we called ourselves FarESH Crew. They're like, where can we get these shirts? And I had like another like couple dozen in the bedroom, and I ended up selling the rest of them that night. So that's kind of where the brand came from. Just people supporting what it was and feeling it was fresh. So since then we just been producing clothing mixed with some music, some video stuff, festivals, just whatever creatively is in the city. And in producing content and events and programming for FarESH to celebrate that and promote it is where Make Sure You Have Fun came about. So that's more like a event production and like talent buying. So we do a lot of local talent buying with different DJs, performers, comedians, and national talent. So we have tours that come through and things like that.
No, you said talent buying?
Talent buying, yeah.
Okay, now explain that concept. Talent buying. That's a new concept.
Right, yeah. I mean, for me too, you know what I mean? Like talent buying wasn't even something that I knew existed before probably 2016. But essentially what talent buying is how all the national acts and bands can come into cities. These booking agencies reach out to different production companies and talent buyers in cities, and they shop around artists. Like, hey, can this person do well? They make the decision, they produce the show, and then by the time we see it, everybody else sees it. It's the whole tour list and what have you, but they make all those decisions on the back end, and talent buying is just one of the aspects of that, is like the person in the city who's saying yay or nay to these particular people.
So just a real quick side, this so shout out to Trogs. They always sending us these packages, right? And then like a year ago, I ain't get one of these packages. You always send one to me and Ed and Buzzy. And then last year I ain't get one. I felt a little left out.
You did, and then I'm pretty sure you took
Now,
mine.
like,
I ain't gonna say nothing. I mean, we gotta go back in the vault and see. I'm pretty sure he took mine, but I ain't gonna call that debt.
So I got this random package, right? And I don't think it's from like, I think it just got lost in the mail. So if I'm correct, I think I'm about to open this up and it's gonna be a Nimble Giant, but I don't know. Let me see what this is.
He's
Nimble
definitely
Giant.
opening live too.
What is?
Ooh.
Oh no! What is this here? Oh, it's a nugget nectar. Oh,
Wait, was that what it was?
shit.
Because don't they release that once?
Yeah, that was. They do it around this time last year. So that's what it was. The nugget nectar is exactly what it was. It got lost in the motherfucking mail, and they got a nice little like. These
I don't remember getting postcards. Hold on, this might be a new pack.
Wait, this is a new pack? So I got the new pack.
You got the only one, so now I'm feeling left out and shit. And he did it as an aside and took over.
Man, y'all really popping out here.
That's what is that? Yeah, that's fresh. Is that fresh? Oh shit!
Shout out to Trogs, man. They stay showing love. Yeah, well, thank you.
They threw two in there.
Yeah, you
so
sharing.
yeah, I guess
so
they
we've
like
been cut back.
More, yeah.
They've scaled back. They like, all right, look, we just gonna send them 2K.
Environmentally friendly. Listen, man.
They get a podcast package. But no, shout out to Trogs, man. It's dope stuff. So I'm interested in this backstory. How important? So one, what part of Pittsburgh are you from?
So I'm from East Hills.
Okay.
I moved from East Hills in elementary school, and then I moved to Stanton Heights. Grew up in Stanton Heights.
A lot of people don't know where Upper Lawrenceville or where
Even Upper Lawrenceville is different than Stanton Heights. Like,
okay.
Stanton Heights is its own spot. I think the reason a lot of people don't know about Stanton Heights is because there's no businesses up there. So you really, like, no pun intended, but you have no business being up there unless you live up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason to be up there. So
like a bunch of retired city workers and stuff, right? Like,
no, it's I don't know what it is currently, but it was just like a middle class neighborhood of all flavors. You know what I mean? Like black, white, everybody. You know what I mean? It was almost like a mini suburb inside the city to a degree. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people own their homes. Like it was just like a big house neighborhood.
Yeah.
But no
largely African American.
It was pretty split.
Just mixed? Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't even. I wouldn't even say one way or the other. It was just pretty mixed.
We just been on this mission to find the black middle class out of Pittsburgh. We've been on this mission.
I think they're Stanton Heights. I think they're on Point Breeze.
See, I know Stanton Heights has some, and again, I think a lot of either city workers or like utility retirees have settled there, and I know it's like near Lawrenceville. So you're from East Hills, moved to Stanton Heights. You became a trendsetter of sorts. You and your crew, you and your team, right? So like, where do you draw influence from? So how do you, because people don't look at Pittsburgh as, I guess, a city that affects the larger context of the hip hop culture, et cetera. So where do you draw your influence? Were there people in the city that you were looking at? Were there groups coming out? Because like me, I was a big Dipset fan coming up in high school. So,
right. Everybody
was rocking the pink T-shirt under the black or the white tee, putting the pink shoelaces in.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Cameron, I don't even know back then at least I would have had pink on.
No, without Cam, we wasn't rocking pink. But
yeah,
Cam dropped.
Nah, man. Them Philly cats was always wearing pink polos with the Timbs, man. Like that was a thing back in the day. They always had they always had the pink polos, the Guessies, and the fucking the Guess like Guess jeans, like Guessies.
Okay. I was totally.
It was pink polos, Guess
that was
jeans,
so different.
And fucking and the wheat Timbs, man. That was the Philly
so definitely got butter.
uniform,
the wheats,
man. Yeah, the butter, it was it was annoying as shit.
I don't know about the Guess jeans. Guess jeans.
That was
Ohio. Jabos was crazy.
Straps.
Oh, when you had the straps going around,
yeah.
And I had the Jabot jean, the denim outfit. It had the Martins
I couldn't afford
Jabot on the back.
I had a knockoff Jabot.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
what's a knockoff?
It said Jabot. I know that didn't come from that fucking factory though. It was a very gifted Asian woman.
Can we have an honest conversation about discovering your parents bought you knockoffs? Because I look back on some of these photographs, and I'm looking at these shirts like, oh, they bought me the Fugazi.
I used to have a friend, and her dad used to take trips to New York, and he would come back with like a shipment. Yeah, I mean, so he would have like Nike jeans and Fila jeans.
bags.
bag. Remember the back in the day, and it had like the big Nike never made a fucking jean, bro. There's no feel of jeans out there. Nobody made them
shits. At the bus stop with some Nike jeans. I was intrigued to discuss it all in one emotion.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Some of the craziest bootlegs is whenever they had the Nike jeans and they had like every team patch on the jeans.
Yeah.
But they would make fake versions, so they had to recreate like 50 different fake teams.
Oh, like the G League. They had the G League jeans. They had the G League.
They had someone in the graphic design office recreating a whole league just to put on jeans.
The Des Moines Thundercats.
They do nothing else with it but jeans.
The Ottawa Otters.
Yo, if you ever had a pair of G League jeans, kill yourself immediately. Don't you come to the school dance of them G Leagues.
Y'all,
G Leagues and some Sauconys, boy.
y'all know anything about these Arnolds? Been an Arnold's fan for 20 years.
Oh my gosh.
So who did you all draw influence from? Like?
Yeah, so as far as influence, it was kind of, that's kind of one of the difficult parts about where we're at is that there's not, while there's like there was always streetwear and clothing company, a company I looked up to, Ikewear. Like I remember back at Shinley.
Shout out to Ikewear.
Yeah, shout out to Ikewear. I remember that everybody popping had a Ikewear jersey back in the day, like some form of it. So I think that was like some early influence of like black streetwear in the city. But otherwise, I think that was one of the reasons why we got into it is because we didn't see a lot of like direct influence or representation in that space. So, as far as streetwear, it probably wasn't until like Virgil came around and like, Joe Fresh Goods in Chicago where I was able to draw some direct influence, like as far as exactly what we're doing. But otherwise, there's always examples like, some early 100 stuff, LRG, you know what I mean? Like just older brands. But as far as that's concerned, as far as clothing concerned, probably them.
I would say so the hundreds is crazy because I don't know if people still rock the hundreds now or not. I mean, I tried to jump in. You know what I mean? I tried to jump in because Wiz was the first I saw with the hundreds back when they had, I think it was the Time Bomb or some shit. Not Time Bomb because you can't say that, but the Bomb.
The Bomb.
Yeah, like I would see him with that shit on. I'm like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? But
y'all
had
around for a while.
spot like Time Bomb. So we've had these influencers in the city that will draw from whatever, but I've never seen like a crew. I've always been jealous of people who had a crew. Like you had a crew.
Yeah, we
like the cool kid type crew. Like we the dope motherfuckers around here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
and
even
y'all can buy our clothes.
I wouldn't even go as to say like
us.
we were the coolest. You know what I mean? Like
People bought your clothes. At
yeah,
a party.
right. At the end of the day, they bought clothes. You know what I mean? I don't want to say like we was running to school or something like that, but we were a tight knit group of friends, and we all kind of stayed in the same place, and we still are tight to this day. You know what I mean? Like the people that I came up with in Shinley, FarESH crew. We still are tight, so it was just beyond popularity. It was just like we
went to Shinley.
Yeah,
a lot of movers and shakers out of Shinley.
Oh yeah,
man.
Shinley. Oh yeah.
Seriously.
I mean, so I've been aware for quite some time. Like I said, that Pittsburgh hat is like my fucking favorite that fucking hat, man. That shit is like every time like I wear that shit, somebody says something about it.
It's
like,
crazy
like,
how
I mean, even when I travel with that shit, motherfuckers is like, yo, like, I mean, like it's a uniquely Pittsburgh thing. Like if you know type shit. You know what I mean? Like, so I appreciate it. But the first time I worked with you directly was with the City Festival.
Yes.
And that was dope as shit.
Thank you.
I guess tell us a bit about that and like I guess what you've learned from that as well.
Yeah. The city, it's kind of been, the city is actually a spawn of one of the first events that we put together. Actually, the first event that we've ever put together. It was called The City, and it was to celebrate this album that we put out, this compilation album of different music in the city. So it was like hip hop, it was some jazz, it was some Americana folk. It was just a bunch of different things. Like it was like everything. So it's literally like bridging the gap in like the music scene. We couldn't get every artist that was on the album to perform, so I didn't want to call it Bridges like the show. And I was like, well, still highlighting the city, and the city sounded cool, so we called it that. The first show we actually did, it was Tyree, it was Chalk Dinosaur, it was Bentley Hardware Company, and then we closed the night with a DJ set from Socrates and Christo, actually.
Okay.
And from there, it was just well received. Like it was packed. I think we reached capacity. It was a free show, but we reached capacity. And then every year after that, we just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And this year coming up, I was just like, in keeping my ear to the streets and like wanting to bring more people to the same conversation is why we had this huge lineup of like 40 plus artists, including Day, of different people from around the city. Again, rappers, rock artists, R&B artists, comedians. You know what I mean? We even had my man Mike Wyatt. He did some live looping. So it was just like a bunch of creative folks in the city. But
that's like, I mean, because that's a pretty like expansive. You didn't just do it like it wasn't just a stage. It wasn't just, you know, like, I mean, like with our events, like, I mean, we usually are just working with a space,
right?
Like, but you had to like, there was multiple like shit going on.
Yeah, we had
like,
3 different stages. Yeah, we had 3 different stages going on in that joint. Shout out my man Chill Will. He was there to help manage it. It was definitely one of the biggest undertakings that we had put on. You know, the year previous we had 1 stage and 4 performers, and the next year we had 3 stages and 40 acts. So it was just kind of like pushing ourselves and just trying to do something bigger. Just because we see so many people from here and not from here. That's another caveat to it. It's like we see so much talent in the city, in the artists that live here and take residence here, but there's also so many people who left Pittsburgh that are crushing it that people don't know. So this is kind of like the attempt to bridge those 2 gaps of people who like was like, all right, I'm out. I can't do it here. I'm out.
Yeah.
But still love it here. Still don't, you know, they don't hate it, but they know they can't eat the way they can in other places.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like we're trying to just continue to grow that platform so we can start to bridge that gap and create those pipelines from here to New York and from here to LA and from here to wherever they might be at making major moves.
That's huge, man, because like that's like, you know, we try to like with the comedy or whatever, because I mean, it's harder to get folks from the West Coast or whatever, but like these lanes, like from Cleveland and like Boston, like fuck Boston, Buffalo, Buffalo, and like, you know what I mean, and like Philly and DC and like all these like, I mean, drivable spots.
Right.
You know what I mean, it's such a nice like network of places that we can, you know what I mean, we could do it or whatever. And it's like you said, a lot of people left. And like we kind of want to say, hey, bro, like shit's different now. You know what I mean? Come back and like kind of reintroduce motherfuckers to the city that they, you know what I mean? Because it's different now. There is a bit more opportunity here than it was. Like if you left 5 years ago, even like you come back, it's a different city.
Seriously,
now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, different buildings for sure.
So like, you know, I think you know, like I said, like festivals like that, and like, you know what I mean, like even having that focus of like not just, you know, bigging up the folks here, but also like reintroducing. That's a crazy concept, but reintroducing people to their city.
Right, right, yeah. You know, this past year we had Johnny Good come back. He had been touring with Lady Gaga. He had been just, you know what I mean, canvassing his way through.
Shout out to Johnny Good and
yeah, right. And him coming back, you know what I mean, he was able to connect with some folks. He was able to perform a couple other shows, perform with y'all at Fresh Fest, which was amazing. So just, you know what I mean? It's just getting people reacclimated. Like right now, I don't think people know two people from Pittsburgh are performing at Coachella this year. 2 different acts. You know what I mean?
Wait, 2 acts?
Wiz Khalifa and Social House.
Social House. All right. Okay, Social House.
They're actually opening up for Ariana Grande. They're going on tour with Ariana Grande. Yeah, so it's like, it's stuff like that. You know what I mean? I see all that, and I want to just continue to bridge those 2. You know what I mean?
So what do you think it will take? Because I will say, and I will admit, and I know a lot of my people from back home will get mad, but I will admit, like, Pittsburgh is a hotbed of talent. Like, there's a lot of talented individuals here, but it just doesn't garner that national attention that you think it should. You know what I mean? Like, people think Wiz and Mac, you know what I mean, Mac Miller, whatever, but they don't see all the shit that's going on. All like shit. Who did I see was? I gotta think about it. Like, you'll come across, if you do some research, or you'll see somebody and do some research on them, you'll be like, fuck, they from Pittsburgh, like, or they from surrounding areas. Like, damn. So what do you think it's gonna take to really bring that to the consciousness of, you know, the national scene? Like, we're like, yo, we need to come look in Pittsburgh, because all these people coming out, all this talent, all the successful
we are
motherfuckers
shipping
is
a
coming
lot
out.
of talent out.
Yeah, they coming out. Like,
you know
they'll take, but they won't come here to look. So it's a lot of motherfuckers here, like you say, that feel stranded.
Right.
Like, yeah,
You gotta
I'm
get out
talented
to
as
be
hell,
seen.
and But in another city, you ain't gotta necessarily leave. Like, like for example, with comedy, my boy Norlex Belma, he went to New York, he bubbling, crushing it.
Yeah.
But he got
From
started
here?
here.
Yeah.
He's from New York, but he didn't start
Right.
doing comedy. He came here for college like myself. He was
Right.
doing comedy here. You know what I'm saying? Was grinding here. Got his weight up or whatever. Then he moved back home because it was like, yo, I gotta get it moving. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it's shaking. Like, so he touched down immediately and he's booming. But he grew his shit here. You know what I mean? And that can happen.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh's definitely a good place to like get your feet wet for sure. I think some of the opportunity is missed. I think when it comes to performance, I think a good way to get fans and gain fans is performance, and performance takes like a strong live performance and nightlife infrastructure, and it isn't super prevalent here. It works. I mean, we have some very great programming in the city. You have some people that are really pushing hard to expand live performance and venues in general. But I think that's one of the areas of opportunity and why people can't see. You know what I mean? The internet, you can get lost on the internet, but when people can come up and talk to you and be able to see what your energy's like and see your performance, they're more likely to have that connection, and then you gain fans. So, that's another thing we try to do, is just give platforms to artists that we believe in, that we feel are super talented, and continue to groom them. And, our hope is that someone can see them at that point, and then they can go on and remember, you know what I mean? That all happened here and from here, and then reach back.
Yeah, I mean, I like that, like what you said, the infrastructure. You know what I mean, like, because that denotes like a community of people working together to make that happen. And I think a bit of the problem we face here is that like everybody's disconnected. You know what I mean, there is no like binding kind of, you know what I mean, like when you go to the cities, there's a kind of like they all like throughout the communities, folks know folks, this and the other and whatever, and like you get you get everybody kind of knows everybody in Pittsburgh because it's such a small city, so there's only a degree of separation. But not everybody's working together in that regard. You know what I mean?
You think geography plays a large part in that?
I just think
y'all don't like tunnels.
I think
y'all got millions.
It's not
Definitely.
even. But I'm not even talking about I don't think it's even just like people coming out to shows. I think it's just bridges and tunnels don't like hinder us as producers. You see what I'm saying? As artists, we don't give a fuck about that.
So you're
shit.
talking about even
I'm talking about the collaborative efforts, to build, like you say, an infrastructure where, like you said, I mean, in order for that to happen, you have to have like venues and spaces and like promotion and things of that nature, like where people can kind of like plug in and know kind of where to go and like have that like, and if I'm not doing something or somebody hits me up, I should be able to just know like, hey, da da da, like you go, a couple of places. And I don't think we have, like you said, that infrastructure of in this city. I think it's too many disjointed scenes. And then even within those scenes, they're disjointed people where you're not getting a community of people trying to make like uplift, like whether it's the rock scene or the rap scene or the comedy scene or all these different scenes or whatever. Not only are those scenes not working together, always, but even within those scenes, you've got the people that are not working together in those scenes are too like individualistic. Like, oh, I got a show, I'm going to promote my thing.
Right.
But like, you're on your own on that unless we're directly collaborative. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
No, I was going to ask, so taking what he says, I agree with what Dave says. How do you think it'll take like a group of selfless individuals to kind of come up and say, look, I'll sacrifice, like I could go out of town and pop. But what I'm going to do is, instead of going out of town and popping, I'm going to stay here and let the whole scene bubble, and then I'll be the OG. Like, because some people don't want to be the OG. Some people want to be the man. Like, I'm trying to be the OG. I want to be the man.
Right now, I agree with what both of y'all are saying. I mean, I think you have to be selfless and egoless in this, and I think we scream that. You know what I mean? Like we're not in it to work with who's the most poppin'. We're interested in working with who's the most talented. So we're by continuously doing that, I think is how we build our reputation, that people trust what we're doing. You know what I mean? You need more people like that are willing to not just put your homie on or put your mans on or put whomever on, but just be like selflessly excited for these people. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm just like a super fan of all these people in the city. You know what I mean? Like really bigging up in people. You know what I mean? Like, I think we just need more of that. I think if people are a little bit more egoless and looked at the greater good and was able to play that OG position.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But so in the in the way that things work now, right? How sustainable is that? So, like you're saying, we want to put on. You said about yourself, we want to put on the most talented, and I agree with that. You know what I'm saying, that model. But the way this industry works now, it is about the most popping. I was just listening to a podcast. It was just like it was Joe Budden's podcast. They were just talking about how motherfuckers just get on by just like I build a following in one lane. And then I could just jump into another lane. So I could be like a motherfucker who did some fuck shit on the internet, got 1 million followers, and then put out a song. And now my song's bubbling. So now I'm taking away spins and radio play and people's attention from the really talented individuals. Like, how do we circumvent against that? Because you got to encourage technology. And so people can always get their shit in your living room, in your car, or whatever. Right. But there's no filter. Like, anybody can get their shit in, so you don't have to be good to be heard anymore. Like, you don't have to be good to get popping, so to speak.
Right. Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think you're right. You don't.
A lot of garbage.
Yeah. I mean, and I rock with the jam, but even 50 Tyson dropped a song. You know what I mean? At one point, so it's like,
and that shit kind of went.
Yeah, it was hot. It
kind of went though.
I rock with the song.
50 Tyson. I ain't 50 Tyson.
That's where I'm from.
What the fuck is that one chick? The fucking Catch Me Outside chick
she got famous, and she wasn't.
But
she was on
Bad Baby.
No, that was I forget what.
Bad Baby.
That's her name.
That's her name now.
Yeah.
Okay.
The album's actually popping though.
Is it?
Yeah. It's actually tight.
Really?
But she gets. What
is she rapping about? But what is her lyrics about?
She don't listen to her mama. She's sneaking out. She's breaking curfew.
She's a poor white girl. Like,
yeah, that's an underrepresented demographic. Nobody talks about
poor white people.
Nobody talks about poor white people, and they're everywhere. They're every motherfucking where.
Everybody talks about poor white people. The fuck, if you turned on CNN, like, they get all the news. They're economically anxious.
Nobody talks about the poor white vote on CNN. Nobody's like, how do you win the poor white vote?
That's all they're talking about.
They're just talking about how the poor white vote was won. Nobody focuses on that. It's just, we got that, but we weren't even trying.
Well, I'm sick of hearing about poor white people.
But to answer,
I don't want to hear rap from them motherfuckers. They done elected the president, and I don't need a motherfucking album from y'all motherfuckers. Y'all shut up for a minute.
You don't want to hear nothing about.
Y'all shut up for a minute. Y'all just kind of like
sneaking out the window of your trailer in the trailer park.
Come on, man.
You don't wear no raps about your pet crocodile.
But as far as sustainability is concerned,
Confederate coochie, like that's a.
You wouldn't try it once. You wouldn't get in that. You wouldn't crawl in that Confederate twat.
I most certainly at some point would love to bang out a racist or like a racist cop. Like that would be that.
A racist cop.
A racist cop in the squad car, bruh. Top 10 bucket list.
That would probably be an intense nut. That nut would come from your chest.
Fuck the police, fuck them.
Literally.
You gotta do some masochist shit too. You gotta be like choking her while you do it. Right? It can't just be regular missionary. Sorry, you were talking about sustainability. I wouldn't be able to sustain no strokes.
Reparations.
Owe me back like I paid your rent. I started quoting Genuine. I'm sorry, we were talking about sustainability. That's why you don't come on this cast to talk serious shit.
I tell people to listen.
I know.
I say, listen to a podcast so you know.
Goodness. No, it's cool. No,
we go left.
I feel you.
We get back into it.
Yeah. But no, I think as far as just to kind of iron up the sustainability piece, I think the sustainability is going to come whenever we do make Pittsburgh a part of the bigger conversation. That's why we've been working so hard for the past like half a year, I say. Is when we made a decision to add talent buying on a national level to what we do.
I like just that term.
Yeah,
talent buying.
It's gangster because in most cities there's only a couple people that do it, and it's just like another occupation that I don't think that especially our community knows about. You know what I mean? So like you can really flex anywhere. You know what I mean? As long as you know music and you know what's hot and you know how to sell it, you can do it. So, just, if you haven't heard about that, look up talent buying.
Please.
But a part of what we're trying to do now is just blend that. So, like now, in addition to bringing people in, we're going to pair them with the people who make the most sense. Because I know y'all been to a show in Pittsburgh put on by another production company.
Oh, we talking
and
about
it don't
that
even
one.
make it don't even make sense. Like you'll have this artist come in, and then the person that opens up is completely because they don't really understand the scene. So us coming into talent buying, not only do we know the national scene, but we have a pretty good idea on the local scene. And I think proper matching is how you have the artists come in, they hear who performs, and they're enticed, and now they're connected. Now they're like, you know what I mean?
Not just putting on motherfuckers that can sell tickets.
Exactly. I don't go by
that
who can.
whole pay to play shit.
Nah, everybody gets
sell
paid.
A bunch of tickets and the whole racket, and that is such a fucking man. Fuck everybody that does pay to play. Man.
Yeah.
Hold on. Tell them how you really feel.
Everybody in this city, motherfucking paying that pay to play shit, man. That's not the ticket, man.
No, not at all. Not at all.
That's bullshit. It's a racket. You know what I mean? Only one person is getting paid. Like nobody is really like benefiting at it. You know what I mean? It's not a true collaboration. You're not growing as an artist. That's a cash grab. You know what I mean? Like that's predatory behavior in this scene. And that is the type of shit that keeps a scene stagnant because artists can't grow because they're not getting paid.
Right.
Like if you gotta eat, you gotta create, you gotta live. Gas money is a motherfucking thing. It's real. So
that's what we believe in too. You know what I mean? Just like it's just that handshake of giving someone some money.
No,
it's just a form of gratitude that you can't. The only way you can give it is by giving them some money.
You're worth. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're worth.
You're worth something.
You're worthy of. You know what I mean? Your talents.
Whatever you're doing, you put hours into it. You know what I mean? This podcast, you put hours into it. Like DJs, they put hours into practicing. Performers, drummers, all that. You know what I mean? So we try our best to keep with that. You know what I mean? Like it's been great. We pay our artists, and I think that's why we
appreciate you paying us.
No
pay
doubt.
your fucking jobs. Everybody who's done a drinking part, everybody who does our show or does anything with it, they get paid.
Hell yeah.
You're not walking out. There's no thanks for your time type shit. Like no, you're gonna get paid.
Do it for the exposure. Because
I don't even feel right. Like I'm getting paid. Like I'm in the back dealing with the venue. We up here splitting cash and shit. And you just gonna walk out with a beer? Like no, even money.
Even if you don't even if you paid to come to the motherfucking spot, we give you free beer and shit. Like you can't if you do a drinking partners thing, you're getting something out of it.
You're getting something. That's what, and I want to get into make sure you have fun, but that's kind of we want to make sure there's a good time. Like, and it's hard to figure out what. Like, I'm confused, and I don't know how old you are. We're in similar demographic, but like I come from a time where you had to be good to be on. You know what I'm saying? Like. The world is a clout chase now. So I don't even know it's a clout chase, but I do see like very talented people win, like Issa Rae, for example. Like she got popping on the internet doing, I forget what the name of her shit was, Awkward Black Girl.
Right.
But then she got the HBO Insecure. Like I like that story.
Hell
that shit's
yeah.
dope as hell.
Hell yeah.
I don't know but like on the other end, it's 12 clout chasers that got millions of followers by just running like Boom Gang happy. You know what I mean? You just running around slapping shit out of niggas' hands and flipping vendors' tables over shit. And he got popping. Like and they start getting money off that shit. Like so it's hard to decipher like what's good, what's not, but everything that's being put in front of you is what's popping, but what's popping again isn't synonymous with what's actually good, where the talent is.
But I think it does indicate the masses. You know what I mean? If they are popping, something that person is doing, whether we're consumers of it or not, they've tapped into something.
Right.
Yeah.
That
millions.
At one point, that's not necessarily.
And I'm not saying it's good.
Talent.
It's not. Yeah, I don't think it's good. But that is a talent in some
to identify.
Fashion. Yeah. Somehow you tapped into something, and now you might be a one-hit wonder in that sense. You know what I mean? Like if you don't have like you could say if you started off like flipping fucking shit, you got attention, and then you progressed it into something. I mean, but if that's your thing, and then like people get tired of that, then whatever. But like some motherfuckers, they are still eating. Like I said, you look at the Kardashians, motherfuckers like, yo, they're talented as motherfuckers, but like. They make billions of motherfucking dollars.
Well, they just know attention. You know what I mean? I think the Kardashians that whole family has just mastered the art of attention, and they can continue to get it. And if your goal is to only be popping, just to like touch base on what y'all said before that, if your goal is to only be popping, anyone can be popping. Skip-Its were popping at one point. You know what I mean? But like kids ain't playing.
They had
made $1 million.
Skip-Its had a hell of a song.
That
was a hell of a song. That's better than half of the songs that's on my Apple's What's Poppin' in Hip Hop Now.
But if you go,
hey now kids, come gather around, see what just skipped into town. First best thing of all, boom, boom, boom. There's a counter on this ball, so try to beat your very best score. See if you can skip a whole lot more. So skip it, add a little dance.
Yo,
And motherfuckers would be. I remember I ain't even have a skip it. I ain't even have a skip it, but I was.
Did they
I
get
would,
you one for Christmas, or did you never get one?
I never had a skip.
I knew they
it
either. But I did that dance
But
when
I
it
had
came
cable
on.
and I had that commercial. And that motherfucker came on, I was
Yeah.
in the crib.
Truth, like
Right.
yeah.
But I'm trying to be the Rubik's Cube though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be like something like that.
That's
Yeah.
sustainable.
Timeless. You know what I mean?
Timeless,
Like, timeless.
yeah.
So like, I think that's what it is too. It's
That's
like you
a
can
hell
get
of an
popping.
analogy right
You can
there.
get popping, but like
Trying to be the Rubik's.
sustainability. You know what I mean?
Because he be around a lot of rappers.
He still got
You know, rappers be having them
Clever.
analogies.
Yeah.
Do rappers, and we got a rapper in the room, do y'all just have analogies just like in a notebook? I don't have no verse for this to go with. I don't have,
this all
I don't
time.
know
Yeah,
exactly when I'm going to say this, but somewhere I'm going to say
the
this shit.
ology page. Like, what? I don't know. I got to word this.
Something about nuts.
Yo, my daughter gonna be, because like in her school they're teaching rhyming words or whatever. So all day she's like, "What rhymes with cat?" or whatever. She'll say all that shit. So I'm like, "Yo, you better make you a motherfucking song. Quit playing."
Orange. Orange rhymes with cat.
We found it finally. After thousands of years, we finally found the one word that rhymes with orange, and it's cat.
We did it.
You know what? There are words when we play this, because we play this game. I'll be ironing my clothes and shit. And we play a game where we'll ask each other what rhymes with something, and she'll ask me like the other shit, what rhymes with like she'll say shit like what rhymes with tomorrow, and I'm like, come on, like the fuck,
It's supposed to be a friendly.
come on,
exchange
man, why
here.
you get all the easy words? Ask you some shit like what rhymes with make, take, bake, cake, like you get easy shit. You what rhymes with philanthropy? Like, bitch, how you know what philanthropy is? Like, what you talking
First,
about?
who you been talking to? First and foremost.
I didn't teach you that word.
I drop you at school. I pick you up from school. What the fuck is happening?
You're gonna bring philanthropy
It's
home.
an 8-hour break in between. Are you staying in school? Or are you?
That's a good word to know, but I can imagine the surprise.
Yeah. Who you been talking to?
Your mother feeding you these words? Yeah. As I know what's happening. Her mama telling her, like, look, when y'all play that game again, ask daddy what is wrong with this. Watch how confused he looks.
She said,
Yeah.
philanthropy.
Let him have a couple beers first and start playing the game. Fucking with me all the time.
I'm the smart parent. Watch.
It's all that's all co-parenting is. That's all parenting is.
Yeah, we worked on that last Wednesday.
You're trying to position. You try to position yourself as the better parent. I'm the smarter parent.
Yeah.
I'm
there's a
the
little
best
bit of-
cook.
Yeah.
Where you at
there's-
now? Where you on the?
I'm not winning. The system is not set up for fathers
Not at
to
all.
win.
Not at all.
You can't win.
You're never gonna win.
Let me tell you something. If I bake my daughter a cake, she can give me her honest opinion of that cake. Mommies, you always got to say that shit's good. It's like women, you got to say they
You might
shit
not get a
tastes
cake
good.
next time.
You might not get another cake. You know I'm not making a cake for a long ass time. You know, like this was the one off. So you know what? Didn't work out. You don't have to do this again.
Good
Now,
point.
That's like mommy always wins. It's kind of fucked up, but I kind of need mommy to win too. She don't need me to win. Like she don't need my kids to think highly of me.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think as a father, like you're. I mean, at the end of the day, you're kind of the bad guy. But
I
you're
gotta be the
respected.
mean one.
Yeah, I mean, you're respected, and I think like you're appreciated it when you're older. Everybody appreciates the dad when they're older. 'Cause
Yeah,
they're
when
like,
they
oh,
grown.
all right. I mean, maybe some of that made sense. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
but
they
like,
The
appreciate-
beginning years, it's like
yeah, I mean, because I mean, it's more, you know, I mean, like, at least in my household, like, I mean, that whole like emotional side of things or whatever. Like, I got all
I cut all
girls,
emotion out of that.
all the girls. So yeah, like, I'm just doing the most logical thing, and I'm like, listen, this ain't a thing that's gonna happen. And all the little, and I mean, I'm not, you know what I mean, and especially at the younger age, like, it's hard because like I don't even know how to connect with like, yeah, I mean, my day is a little different. I don't even know how to connect with you. Now, once you get a little older and we can have a conversation, like you get that teenage years, Then they become like humans, like big, like adults.
Right.
You can have a bit more conversation or whatever, and like an understanding and like complex ideas and like, you know, civic awareness and all these things kick into it. And then you start to kind of like build that relationship. But when they kids, man, they're just like, man, you know, and like mommies.
Ain't that how it feels?
And mommies are good at like, they're diplomats.
They
you
can
know what
tap
I mean?
into that. Like, I understand how you feel.
Yeah,
I'm sitting in the crib like, that ain't shit. Like, what? You can't put this block together? Well, let me tell you how the fuck. I'm trying to find somebody to headline this show because my headliner backed out at the last minute. All right? I already sold tickets. What the fuck I'm going to do?
You're going to need to learn how to do these blocks. I know you don't want to do these motherfucking blocks right now, but this shit matters. Like, I ain't got time for you. Like, well, I don't want to. Like, I mean,
I'm trying to hear that shit.
Yeah. And mommy will sit down and be like, oh, yeah, well, blocks. And then, like, they'll have a whole
fuck all
conversation.
that. I ain't got time for this.
And then they'll like be having, and they'll be doing the shit. I'll be like, how did you get this shit to even like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think they have that like safe crackers, like, you know what I mean, touch.
Do you have children?
Women are just incredible. You know what I mean?
Do you have kids?
I don't.
Okay, stay away from them.
I want kids though. So
Man, there's
Yeah.
kids everywhere.
Yeah, man. I mean, you can just pick them up. Like,
We had
yeah,
the Big Brother, Big Sister program on.
You know, don't just. I say adopt. When I say pick up, I mean adopt. Don't just pick up kids, but adopt. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to put another.
No,
one
it's
into
not off the table.
We need to hook them up with Devin from Big Brother, Big Sister.
Ooh, Big
There you
Brother,
go.
Big Sisters.
You
Boom.
can choose
Yeah,
your.
how about
choose
you?
your kids?
Yeah, how about you do a test run? How about we lease you a kid for a minute, see if that's the thing you want to get
If
into.
I'm being honest, adoption wasn't even something I considered, but my partner's actually adopted, so it just kind of put in perspective that whole side of, you know what I mean, like that option for child rearing. So no, it's not off the table.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. There's something about like, you know what I mean, like, you know, passing on genetics or whatever. But like, even then, man, it's a crapshoot.
I mean, that's kind of. I mean,
I mean, it's a crapshoot.
Not saying.
You might roll the dice wrong. There's some
Right.
wrong dice out here. You know what I
Right.
mean, shout out to the president of the United States right now. He was some wrong
true,
dice.
very
You know what I mean?
Maybe should adopt it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want to. You know what I mean, so you know, maybe somebody is already. You're like, look, you're already well-rounded as individual. Why don't I just cultivate that? Like, I
Right.
know that it's already there.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I feel you. Now we got cities in the world running out of water, or about to run out of water, so we don't need more people drinking.
I'm saying,
You're doing your part. You're doing your civic duty.
No, seriously, I'll be on some world thought. You know what I mean? Like trying to consider the world with things that happen, and you know, I think having more kids is one of those things. You know what I mean? Like, what do you want to leave? What do you want to contribute or take from? I don't want to get too.
No, man, but that's real shit though,
You know
man.
what I
Because
mean? I
like,
struggle with that.
there's no such thing like well, they call like child like, you know, a miracle or whatever. And I'm like, man, it's easy to fuck raw. Like, I mean, that's easy. You know what's a miracle? Like, if you live into the ripe age of like 60 without having any kids, but you still contributed meaningfully to society,
Right.
that's a fucking gem. I'm like, holy shit, you gave and did not take it. Like, you ain't leaving no carbon footprints behind with you. Like, no, like, that's a motherfucker. That's a miracle.
There's a lot of white people that had kids.
There are, man, and
Seriously, there's some parents that should not have had kids.
There's a lot of
without
motherfuckers.
question.
You know what I
and
mean?
you don't know how fertile you are till somebody hits you with that text. Like, guess what? You be like, no. I mean, I wasn't. You know, man, I made it to. I was 27 when I had my first, and I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't like strict or stringent about condom use. Yeah, I was all by chance.
It's just when you get in house is a different
well, look,
thing.
the third time we
And
lay down, I don't think the
like,
condom's optional. Time number 3,
yes,
like shit, we've been
it's-
fucked twice. Why
it's-
did it? Like, you clean?
Yeah,
at least
if we
thus far.
monogamous,
It's a terrible way to
and
think.
If
But
it's in house, you know what I
I'm
mean,
thinking
like,
this is before me and wifey. I'm just thinking
Yeah,
how I
no.
was living.
Yeah. I feel
and
you,
how
no,
most
it's-
men be.
And like,
Motherfuckers, you got your look. For most men, there's a certain point where it's like, all right, we've been fucking.
yeah.
I'm not about to walk over here to the dresser and grab a condom.
Yeah, and that's what
Like,
I'm saying. Like, that's because and that shit get expensive,
We're
man.
not
You be like,
taking this long walk.
yeah,
right?
you be like, so I like, I mean, but and it's crazy though because like it is, and then I say that, I mean, like it's expensive and it's all this time or whatever, but that is much easier than a kid, right? So there's that, like,
Right.
but because I was
I encourage
25,
the walk,
I was 25 when I had my daughter or whatever, and like, You know, like I said, I mean, it wasn't expected or whatever, but it was in that like in-house, and she wasn't on like birth control at the time, and that's another thing that was weird. Like everybody I had known at that time, or whatever. And I think, but at the same time, like you can't even ask women to be on birth control because that's like,
wrong.
Is there a male pill now?
They're developing it,
to be, but I don't think it's gonna be hard to get a dude.
It's gonna be harder, but I want to. If I can get them motherfuckers,
they
I
can do it.
kind of want to.
Forever.
And they've been doing it forever. I might pop them bitches like Skittles, man. Like if I can just, if I can have control over whether or not, I ain't got to worry about that shit.
Like what if you could take a pill once a day?
No, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Once a day,
What are the side effects?
I would double up on that bitch.
Maybe side effects would be like bleeding for like a week.
See, I've never
bleeding
bled,
from
fam.
where?
I've never bled, fam.
That's not.
I've never bled, fam.
See,
I've never bled, fam. We just go.
I just told her.
Then we just gonna be buying
bleeding one. He don't want to bleed one time.
I'm not bleeding that. I've never bled there.
I don't know where.
I've never bled below.
I don't even
the
know
knee.
what an acceptable answer to that too was. When I asked that, I was like, I asked it as if there was a bled. I don't know, a little nosebleed here and there.
No, you know
I
what
might
I'm
take
talking
that.
You know
Like
what I'm talking
once
about.
every couple of months, I get a little nosebleed. Cool.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take that. I'll take that on the chin, man.
Nah.
For
Pause. Just that phrase.
shit.
And Paul's got to die in 2019.
It'll never
Pause
die
and
with
no
me.
homo. They always got it. They both got to die.
All right, we're gonna discuss that. We'll go into that because I'm a pausing motherfucker. But no, I don't think you can force anyone to take birth control. So I wouldn't take birth control.
Yeah.
So you don't have to either. We just gonna control
choice.
this with condoms.
I'm
at this
gonna
point, but
pop them
I'm not
motherfuckers
popping
like
those.
Skittles.
I just don't think
yeah, I mean, I'm talking about.
a male birth control pill. You'd have to spell out the side effects for me. Is it congestive? Like, am I congested down there? Like, what is it doing? How is it? What does it control? Does it control my production of?
I mean, there are
going
to be side effects. They're probably going to be weird.
Non-lethal side effects.
Yeah, they're going to be weird as fuck. I mean, and like I said, I mean, I typically don't like to put drugs into my body unless it's recreational. So, you know, but I consider this a recreational drug at that point. You see what I'm saying? Because it's for the recreation. You're not doing it to like live. You're doing it to have fun,
do something
without any kind of, you know what I mean, like worry and that. You know what I mean? I'm saying, I can't wait for that shit. Like, bring it on, man. I'll be a test subject on that bitch. Let's go.
I'm cool. So make sure you have fun.
Right.
It's hard to do when you're shooting blanks. So what? How much fun am I having? Nothing's coming out of me. I'm just shooting water inside of her. No, I'm not just shooting water inside of a woman.
A little sugar water, a little
shooting
little
calcium.
Gatorade. Yeah, it's basically Gatorade.
So, what's an ideal fun situation?
Good music first.
Good music.
Yeah,
I
good.
think that's integral.
Good music first. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that we believe in, like, strongly, is just bringing good music first and foremost. And otherwise, just like yourself. You know what I mean? Like, bring yourself. Like, bring your best energy. Like, bring you know, bring energy, bring positive energy, bring, you know, knowing that you're going to be in an inclusive space, knowing that there's going to be a bunch of different type of people, bring an open mind, you know what I mean? And if
So we got music, we have openness, or I guess acceptance,
inclusiveness,
we have variety of individuals. Inclusiveness, yeah. There we go. Music, inclusiveness, variety of individuals.
Right.
We try and put a formula together because we need a blueprint for fun.
Right.
So that every Pittsburgh event is fun.
Yeah, I remember being out, like, when I was doing events, and I'd be on like the South Side or something, or like some spot, and like, and no diss to my homies, but we just be like on the wall or just like chilling, like at the club, like not fun, like not even close.
Man.
You know what I mean? So like, we're just the anti that, like we're anti like pulling up somewhere just to like be creepy or like to like, you know what I mean? Just like scope.
That's me. That's Ed Bailey.
It's cool, and it's not the worst thing in the world if you are, but that's just not the vibe that you get at an event that we.
You shouldn't like that. Shouldn't be the I mean, like,
yeah, that's not the
focus.
The default.
But what about inclusiveness? Why y'all ain't accepting
That's why I said
my way to party?
That's why I said.
I mean, we have a
way to
space.
party
We
is
have
you
a
can be
wall
on the
for
wall.
you.
Yeah, there's only one wall.
There's a wall for you.
Make
we'll
the wall
have
comfortable.
It. That's the thing.
What about the furry wall
That's
from that
cool.
movie
You
with
could-
Puff Daddy?
That would be
Yeah,
dope
the
as
fuzzy
shit.
wall. I want
More
my
fuzzy
wall to
fucking walls.
Yeah, I need that shit to be comfortable.
Why the fuck don't we have more fuzzy fuzzy walls.
We
man.
need a fuzzy. I would fucking. Do you understand? I would take a nap on the fuzzy wall. I would fucking
Bruh.
put my cheek on
Why the
that
fuck
shit.
don't we have more fuzzy walls? Probably because y'all motherfuckers spilling it on that shit. You motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Okay,
dirty ass.
people are the worst.
Yeah.
Sometimes can be the worst self when they out on the weekend.
Man, we need to start kicking people out the club for spilling drinks on people's shoes.
All right,
That's
so
the
that's
good-
no. You stop wearing fucking shoes that you care about to the club. That's how you.
Why the
that's
fuck
how
do
you-
I
there you
have
go.
shoes that I care about if I can't wear them to the club? That's where everybody is.
That's why I rock with
No,
our audience because
no.
like we all do like a lot of self police. Like Chill will know, we don't let nothing crazy happen. Make sure you have fun. Something like we don't do no riffraff. Like we don't do creepy dudes. We don't do just like,
No creepy dudes. Y'all got a sign?
Yeah, huh? Nah, people just know.
Why is that not on signs? I like no
I should
creepy
put on there,
dudes.
yeah. But no, I think there's a great level of just self-policing that happens at those parties.
I think that should
I think
happen,
it's a
though.
community.
Self-policing is
Yeah, I think it's a
important.
community. They appreciate what we're doing, and they don't want to see nothing happen to it, and they don't want to see that stop. And
Yeah,
so,
you got to create that vibe, that safe
Right.
space environment or whatever.
Right.
And I like like I said, I like that vibe where, it's hard to
That fresh vibe.
it's hard to hit that medium between like hood and bougie.
Right.
And I grew up in the hood and I've been to the bougie and I don't really like
You got
either
on
of
this.
them.
Got on a
to
cable
just
sweater.
be
Just
in-
got on a cable
like,
cardigan with several patterns. You
Everyone
bougie
like
as fuck.
I go back like like it's cool. I'll have my trap moments when I want to be in the trap.
Right.
I have my motherfucking moments when I want to be in the Savoy or whatever.
Right.
But like for the most part, I want to just kind of be in a grown and sexy environment, but not like all the pretentiousness and all the bull whatever. And it's such a
Sexy has
without
a stigma
the
about it.
Right.
like without
I'm not
this
trying to wear cufflinks to the
Yeah,
club.
yeah,
no,
like
you
yeah,
come
I'm
in
just
and
trying to
what
be.
you got on, you know,
yeah,
just
I'm
just
not
trying to
gonna
be
wear this, but I'll be somewhere in between this and cufflinks. Like
Yeah,
I like to get
comfortable.
fresh. I like to be clean. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I won't. You know what I mean? I like to be clean. Like we got a thing in Cleveland that I go to. It's called Gumbo, and I like that. Where basically the premise is. It's summed up like a good DJ is basically the premise, but the way they present it is we have all different types of music.
Right.
But like that's what I love. Like you
Right.
go there, you get several different vibes
Right.
from sonically. There's several different vibes, but
Right.
everyone in there is on the same type of time. Like everybody's here just to have a good fucking time,
That's
and that's all I want when I go out. Like I don't need like. Every time I go out, I'm not trying to impress somebody. Like,
Right.
maybe I'm trying to just go out and just hear. Maybe I had a rough fucking week.
Right.
I had a rough ass week.
Yeah.
It's Friday, and I just need to fucking listen to some good music. And maybe you got a 5 to 10 minute set of just songs that put me in a space. Yeah, I mean, and then we can go to the party. Like, but I need that variety of music. I
Right.
can't go to just straight trap clubs no more. Just super trap, smoked out. I can't do that shit no
Yeah.
more.
Right.
Like the energy is off.
Yeah, for sure. I feel you. I think. I mean, it's not even that there's not a time and place. You know what I mean? Because I can.
That's
still,
what I'm saying.
I can still bang with that.
I
But
could,
as
I
far
could
as
do
your-
it, but
Yeah.
it's not like that shouldn't be my only option.
Exactly.
You
In
know what I'm saying?
Pittsburgh for so long, that was like your only option.
Exactly.
Like we're bringing. If I'm minority-owned business, and we got people that look like us playing music, but we're playing all types of music.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, like the
you
festival,
might-
like that you do. It had that vibe of like this ain't like trap, but it ain't Savoy bougie. Like, yeah, I mean, it's a nice like we gonna come here and have a good time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like
Exactly.
and
Savoy
and
is trying.
Savoy is Savoy.
I've had some good nights.
I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at
They
it.
had
Again,
the- they had the
but it
silent
has-
disco there, too.
But
That was
but
tight.
again,
Yeah,
it shouldn't be your only option. The
Right.
same way. You see what I'm saying? I fucks with the trap. I both with both of them. But like, I don't want to always be on that that vibe always. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a nice middle. Like I said, that like that. It
I
felt
think
like a
they've
nice
been trying to
middle
find
ground.
That
You
middle
know what I mean?
ground out
Yeah.
there, because what they did was they tried to bring that DC club to Pittsburgh, and it just
It's a very-
doesn't necessarily
yeah.
work. And I think they figured out that just constantly having that vibe doesn't work. But having something where you can be more inclusive, you know what I mean? Like they ain't just stopping
Them
you at the
motherfuckers
door.
turned
Now
me
they was
away
trying
for
to tax you. Now they'll let you in, but they'll tax you.
$25.
Yeah,
to go
they'll let
upstairs?
you in, but they'll
To go
tax you.
The
upstairs?
median income in Pittsburgh for Black people is $27,000.
It's crazy.
Like I was just like, yeah. So it's such a again, it is a taxing situation.
Yeah, they'll
like,
tax you though. They'll be
and
like, yeah, you come as you are, but just come with a couple 20s.
like
Be
that.
like,
Man, we
"Oh,
got
man."
people on for like $5-7, man. We trying to.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
like,
I mean.
that's what I'm saying.
We're trying to share
You let me in for-
consistently.
Yeah,
Get me in for 5-7.
Yeah.
Get me in 5 to 7. I'm drinking all night.
yeah.
I'm buying rounds and shit.
Yeah.
I'm ready to facilitate a good time. 5 to
Exactly.
7, I'm
Right.
facilitating. If I pay $25 at the door, that 8 and 2. Let me tell you something. Every hood nigga got a $32 budget. That's 4 Hennessy's.
That's it.
That's 4 Hennessy's.
That's it.
Yeah,
all
but
we
fi-
doing.
We
If I
don't.
gotta give you 25 up front, I'm fine.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Why Coronas was big at one point because they was $5.
Yeah.
So
Shit.
Yeah.
You can get them motherfuckers on the night on for like $3. Yeah, I mean, I remember the first time I gambled down at the casino, I put $1 in. I got $12. I cashed out, went down to fucking McFadden's. I paid $3 to get in and got 3 Coronas for $3, bro. That was the best
Jackpot.
This
the best
motherfucker
dollar.
Yo, do you understand where you are, what space you are in life when you budget to the penny? The club night?
The penny.
You budget the club night to the penny.
You gotta check the balance before you go in.
Check the balance. You know what percentage
You
you
gotta
can
make sure
tip.
you gotta
I'm
make
on
sure
that
you
app as I'm ordering, like, make it a double.
I'm trying to school my little cuz now. I'm trying to school my little cuz now about how you listen, bruh. You know what I mean? Like, I know you in college, so I'll send you some bread, but here's how you got to do this club night, all right? I'm gonna send you $27. This is how you're going to work, because you got your lady with you. First of all, she orders first. I don't know what she drinks, but figure out, is she a cocktail or she a brew? I'm going to assume cocktail, all right? Keep her on the lower end of cocktails.
Sage
Vodka,
advice.
she don't know the difference in vodkas yet. Like, you got to school these guys, man. You got to school them, because you got to leave a tip. Because I hate to...
You gotta tip your
You gotta
bartender.
tip-
Yeah, shout out to all the
Yes.
bartenders all over the
Yes.
city.
Gotta
yo.
leave
Y'all
them.
work.
And if you tip a bartender well at the beginning of your evening,
There's
of
a
your
free drink coming
experience,
your way.
bruh. I mean, just on the pours, you're gonna get a free. Yeah, I mean, like just the service, the levy. I mean, if you show
Tip on the
your
free
people,
one, too.
Exactly. Oh
Tip
yeah,
on the
tip on
free
your
one.
free
Tip
ones.
on the
Yeah,
free
I mean, tip on your water. You'll get a water, man. You'll get a little dollar for water.
Seriously.
Something, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like,
they had to stop. They couldn't get their bread because they was getting you a water.
exactly. I mean, that's a service. They're there. They're providing it, man.
Listen, understand the value of water in the club. Maybe you out of cash. Maybe you maxed out on that $12 budget. Get your water, sip it down, pour that ice out on the floor, close in the corner, so it look like a vodka. Make it look like a
Maybe
vodka.
they don't like vodka.
And then just
pocket,
turn up.
Pocket
And then just
liquor. Pocket liquor. You throw that little, you know what I mean? That little flask in that bitch, you know what I mean?
You bought the
Get the dip behind the counter at wine spirits.
you bought the $3 Hennessy from.
Yeah, the little pocket, the little flask,
Put
the little
that shit.
dip that, you know what I
Put that
mean?
shit in your wallet. Your wallet don't fold all the way because you got a small Hennessy bottle in
The
there.
one the jewel case at the liquor store.
Exactly.
Yeah, just a
Exactly.
little, yeah.
How much of the? What's this right there? No. Behind that. Behind that. No, behind that.
Squint looking at it.
The pint? No, not
How
the
much
pint.
the baby goose?
Let me get the teaspoon.
$3.99. Let me get that.
Let me get that teaspoon of Hennessy.
13 milliliters? Can I get 13
I need a teaspoon. Let me get that teaspoon of Hennessy right here. Yeah,
Let me two of them.
Yeah, give me 2 of them teaspoons. Let me get that Hennessy solution packet.
Niggas got the Henny syringes. Niggas like, got the syringes. Just,
You go to the bar, order a water,
like a literal
and you
shot.
pop it open like them old salts. Maybe you just get the salt from McDonald's that you popped over. You get the Hennessy solution packet, you pop it open and pour it in the
you
water.
got concentrated. I ain't even getting alcohol. I got the essence.
I get Hennessy syrup.
I got the essence of Henny.
The essence of Hennessy.
Please mix with 2 ounces of water per.
Essence of Hennessy. You just at the bar stirring it with your index finger. Looking over the top of your glass. I'm about to go get me a nice one tonight.
The Henny light packets. Like,
We've given out the money moves, man. Wait
That's
till they
game.
come out with the essence of Henny
game.
concentrate.
Henny light packets. Like,
All the flavor with none to feel.
Dehydrated Henny.
All flavor,
Dehydrated
no
Henny
feel.
powder.
make it look like you having a good time.
That's so funny. That's so funny. They got me in tears in here.
Fuck, man. Oh, shit.
So I had a good time. You definitely
did.
make sure
Oh,
people
yeah,
have a
those
good
is
time.
good.
You lived
Yeah,
up
this is
to
great.
your name, man.
And I will say I respect the vision, man. Like we need more thinkers like yourself to invest in a good time. Like not in just what's popping, because good times are always popping. I think we've lost sight of that. You know what I mean? Like good times are always popping.
Right.
Quality is always popping. Maybe not to you, maybe to the demographic that subscribes to this type of good time, but it's popping. You can always find your way with quality. Quality events. You know, I see progression in Pittsburgh, so I'm not gonna shit on Pittsburgh. I see progression in the right direction, but we definitely need more people like yourself who are like, look, I'm willing to be the person to connect the dots. I'm going to connect the dots. I'm going to do what I can.
And put in that due diligence, that
Doing
time.
that.
You know what I mean? 'Cause like you said, you could pop and it's easy to pop, but like to put in that cause it is. To cultivate real talent takes a lot more time. I mean, they say 10 years to be an overnight success.
Seriously.
So, you know what I mean? Like, we appreciate what you do, man.
So
Thank you
we
for
gonna at your next event we'll roll out the Henny packets. But let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, so you can check out the clothing. You know, I know Dan mentioned the Pittsburgh hat. If you want to check out FarESHbrand.com, www.fareshbrand.com, FARESH brand.com. And if you want to know what events we're pulling off, whether it be local or national, go to makesure-you-have-fun.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And just stay tuned on that, and you'll see we have our second Saturday in Make Sure You Have Fun, our flagship party. We do every third Friday at Clubhouse. That's where we do the club house music, edits, remixes, hip hop, R&B, just a little bit of everything. So yeah, make sure you have fun for all that. And then just my Instagram, I'm thinking RB.
All right, Dave, let the people know where they can find us.
We are the Drinking Partners, and if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, Google Play, and Spotify under Drinking Partners. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod.
Hey, listen, we want to thank our guests for coming through. We had a good ass time.
Oh, thanks for having
Came
me,
up with
y'all.
a
Yeah,
new
seriously.
money move.
Seriously.
That's how I measure these episodes. Like, fuck all y'all laughing at the crib. Are we coming up with future business plans that are sustainable?
No, man.
And
Multiple
you
streams.
heard it here
Listening, man.
first. You know what I'm saying? FarESH, Drinking Partners, Henny packets. You know what I mean? The essence of
essence of
Hennessy.
Henny.
You sprinkle it in your tap water like a Crystal Light. Stir it with your index finger and sip slow. As always, Drinking Partners is the crew. Epicast is the family. Yo, people should do that. Definitely open up
Epicast.